Paul Ekman is regarded as a pioneer in the study of emotions, facial and body expressions, and the detection of deception. As an undergraduate, he studied at the University of Chicago and New York University. It was here he developed a specialization in psychotherapy, influenced by his strong interest in the works of Freud. He completed his PhD in clinical psychology, focusing on the role of the face and body in communication and expression. After attaining his PhD, he was drafted into the US Army, where he took up position as chief psychologist at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Ekman then completed a 3-year postdoctoral at the San Francisco campus of the University of California, where he remained employed until his retirement in 2004. He is now the director of the Paul Ekman Group, creating interactive training tools on emotional expression and consulting to organizations such as law enforcement agencies and the scientific community. Ekman subscribed to the evolutionary approach that emotions are innate and characteristic, existing with some biological origin, yet are also a learned response to deal with fundamental life experiences. He also claimed there to be 11 criteria for an emotion to be considered a basic emotion. What do you perceive when you see a woman expressing the facial expression of disgust? You would assume that she is offended by taste, sound, or smell. This assumption is universal. Anyone of any culture would assume the same. For each emotion, there is a unique physiological change that prepares the individual for a response to that situation. External or internal stimuli can trigger an almost immediate emotional response without conscious awareness. For example, the way we react in fear when we feel threatened. There are some stimuli that will render a universal response, such as when we hear a loud noise and show surprise. It is expected that emotions appear at a consistent time of development across the lifespan. A basic emotion should be similar in both humans and primates, as in the expression of fear, anger, and joy. An emotion can occur even before the individual is aware of it, designed to enable a rapid response. In addition to occurring quickly, the duration of the response is short. We're talking a matter of seconds in some instances. Because emotions are automatically appraised, an emotion will occur without being consciously chosen by the individual. Emotions can regulate the way in which we think, so we would expect to see evidence of them in our thoughts and memories. The last point is distinctive subjective experience. It describes how the emotion feels, and that it has a unique physical sensation expressed as part of our feedback system to a specific stimuli. In 1966, Ekman took on the challenge of determining the origin of emotional expression. Charles Darwin had previously theorized that humans and primates shared similar emotions, therefore they were biological in origin. However, many social scientists claim that emotions were expressed as a result of cultural influences and experiences, with little or no biological basis at all. Ekman and his team showed photographs of facial expressions depicting varying emotions to participants across 22 countries, including isolated tribesmen in Papua New Guinea, before he could conclude, with supporting evidence, that emotional expression through facial features was universal. Based on this evidence, 6 core emotions were isolated: fear, anger, disgust, sadness, happiness, and surprise. Since then, further emotions have been identified as having core attributes. Contempt is one such emotion, which is now cited along the original 6. Ekman's contribution to the study of emotions has led to new directions in both research and practical applications. His research tools on facial expressions are being used in both the behavioral sciences and within the defense and national security sector. Ekman's work is also relevant to anyone who strives for a greater understanding of interpersonal communication. Be sure to visit his website for further information.